In this video, I'm going to discuss chapter tests. Now, every week you'll have assessments. Okay, the assessments, there are two kinds: homework and chapter test. Okay, some weeks we'll have two chapters, and some weeks we'll have only one chapter. So let's look at week number 1, and all other weeks are laid out exactly the same way. Now, assessment is here, and there are two chapters for week 1. So here is chapter 1. You have a chapter test and homework. I'll talk about homework in a separate video. Okay, and then test for chapter 2 and homework for chapter 2. Now, before you take the test, of course, you should have already completed your reading and you should have completed all your classwork. Now, before you get into the test, I would encourage you to check this one out. This is optional. Okay, any grade that you make here is not going to be recorded, and it's not going to be part of your overall grade. It's only strictly for getting to know what kind of questions you're likely to see in the chapter test. So if you click practice test, and here there are two chapters, so there are two tests, two practice tests. So click, and you will see this screen, and you can say launch course, and that will take you into a separate browser window, and then you will see how many questions there are and how many marks are possible. Now, the practice tests are only for problems. Okay, the actual test will have multiple choice and true false questions and problems. So multiple choice and true false is pretty straightforward. It comes out of your chapter and my lectures and the textbook chapter. So you can have the textbook in front of you and then answer them. It's no big deal. Now, the problems, you may want to try one or two to see what the test will be like. And you click start, and you can try this any number of times. There are no limitations. So you work the problem out, you enter the answer. I'm going to just make some number up, and you can submit them individually. Okay, and then it'll tell you whether it is right or wrong. If it is right, you'll see the box lit up in green, and if you see red, then that means it is not correct. Then the reveal answers won't work with Blackboard. It's going to just simply give you the same screen back again. But you can check whether your answer is correct or not. And then you can try another question by just clicking the try another. Okay. Now this try another is not going to be available in your test, because test you get 2 attempts and that's it. So you'll only have submit button. Okay. And then you can enter the answer and keep trying until you get it right. And remember, this is a practice test. It's only optional. The grades are not recorded. It will not be part of your final grade. Okay. And once you're ready to take the actual test, then you go to assessments, and it's going to feel exactly the same like the practice test, except that this one is going to have multiple choice and true false as well. So now click launch. Okay, then it'll tell you how many questions there are, how many marks are available. Click start, and multiple choice and true false will all have 1 mark each. Okay, and the problems will have more than 1 mark. And here you can submit. Okay, it's not going to tell you whether it is right or wrong. Okay, but you can change your answer any number of times until you end the exam. When you click end exam, so that's when the exam will conclude. So here, true or false. So you can select whichever one you want, and then when you get to a problem, you will see problems are laid out very similar to the practice test that you probably already have tried. So again, here you will have only submit. You're not going to have try another one. Okay, of course you get 2 attempts. If your first attempt you're not satisfied, then you can try one more attempt. So finally when you're all done, click end exam and click OK, and it'll tell you which questions you got right and which ones you did not get right. Of course, I got 0 because I didn't even try. Now, what I would suggest is that you print this out and keep it for your record. In case there is a question, then you need to tell me which one you got wrong. So we can, I can go back and check it if that's required. And also, when you do the problems in the exam, okay, when you do the problems, I would very strongly recommend that you use your classwork file that you have completed. Use that as a template to do the problems. So that way you don't have to start from scratch. All you have to do is to enter the numbers and find the answer. And save your work. You save your test separately. Save your Excel file for the test separately, so you will have a record of your work. So in case any questions, then you can send me your work, and then I can look it up and then see whether there is an issue or not. So if you don't give me your work, then that's it. Whatever the exam result is, that's your grade. And if you want me to look into any of your questions, then you have to provide me with your Excel file with your work. So once you're done, then you click exit. So the exam is finished, and now you can close the window and you're back here in Blackboard. And I'm using Internet Explorer for this part. I normally use Chrome. For some reason, Chrome is giving me an error when I open the chapter test, and I consulted with the Walker Center tech support, and they were able to open it in Chrome. So it's probably something to do with the way the security is set up in my computer. I tried 2 computers and both of them gave error. But if one browser gives you an error, you try a different browser, Firefox or Safari or Internet Explorer.